Hey peoples, this is Craig Smith again with a special Let's Draw on Something Extra, and it's entitled the NFL Hall of Fame class for this year. Now I'm also giving y'all a little treat here. I'm drawing just part of a story I'm writing up. But anywho, and yes, she's partially naked. But anyway, the end of just saw on ESPN that the NFL has announced that the Hall of Fame class, NFL Hall of Fame class, are going to consist of Brian Dawkins, Randy Moss, Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, and Terrell Owens. Who would have thunk Randy Moss and Terrell Owens in the same Hall of Fame class together? Two guys that, that are basically just, tiff and tat. Terrell, he's more, Terrell Owens, he's more public with his antics. Randy just, being Randy, being an enigmatic guy, and I think the only thing that was public about it, I guess he didn't want to get out about him, was he has an older son that plays for North Carolina State football team as a tight end. Don't know he's still there now. But to me, man, with this Hall of Fame class here, though, let me find my inkers. To me, this Hall of Fame class here, man, this is pretty good. So I mean, you got Brian Dawkins, and to be honest with you, Brian Dawkins should have got on in his first go round over a fucking kick. They choose a kicker over him, the original human suplex machine, the original master of Suplex City, if you will. So I think that was. I believe that's a good little choice for him. He should have got, B. Dawkins should have got on in. Randy, he should have. I think Randy should have been in the same boat as well. And I kind of I've had my opinions about Randy Moss through the years. He's a solid receiver, but he's also he's too enigmatic. I put it like this. He's an enigma wrapped in a riddle. So he is, I guess he chooses to be that way. Ray Lewis, we all know about that. And let me give a big shout out to Jimmy J Smooth there, because he had his opinions on that. And by the way, Jimmy J changing plans for tomorrow's Let's Draw on Something. We're gonna talk about this Hall of Fame class here, mainly with these people that's headlining. Now, Brian Urlacher, I've had my share of opinions about him. Yeah, he's a good linebacker, but he kind of he lose my respect when it was known as he always liked to voice his opinion on what he thinks the offense needs to run and how this and that is. But a defensive guy giving his input on what a team needs to run offensively. I didn't like him for that. And, and the way the Bears did him, though, man, yeah, it was fucked up. But he had no choice. But he, like I said, he's also another guy. But basically, when you think about it, most of the people in them classes, though, this Hall of Fame class, I don't know if you never heard anything bad about Brian Dawkins, because he's going to get him a ring through the front office because he works for the Philadelphia front office. But those four that I talked about, Ray Lewis, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, and Urlacher. It's a good fit. It's a good fit. Now Urlacher getting in on his first go round, so which that's a question right there, and I could be wrong on that. But those four right there, they got a little they got a little issue. They got some issues. So, and Ray Lewis, we all know about his past issues, including that picture, and the little small little thing with Shannon Sharp. Big shout out to him. But I really think to me, this is a damn good Hall of Fame class. And I'm interested to see who else is in it. And look, let me post some little rules on here. don't get on my page or don't reply on my page talking about some man, fuck the NFL and all this other shit. I will block your ass. Okay, so don't come comment on here about some fuck the NFL and all that. I don't feel like hearing this shit because my tolerance for that. Well, you know, and as I said on yesterday's video, on the extra video about my Facebook vacation, you know, that counts as part of my reason as to why I have a vacation on Facebook. People get on here and want to try to just fucking trip on a lot of topics that you're talking about. So my rules are simple. If you're gonna get on my page about or reply on this comment about this video about on talking about some man, fuck the NFL, then you gonna move on talking about it. Don't fucking reply. Talk about don't reply. Talk about what's being talked about in the video. I don't want to hear no bullshit. I don't want to see no bullshit. Because hey, I understand, and you know, and which reminds me, I'm finna set some rules on this Let's Draw on Something. I mean, post up some good comments. I don't do spam. You know, I'll pull a Jamel Hill. What's up, girl? Big shout out to her. I'll pull a Jamel Hill on your ass like what she said what she gonna start doing to this dude on Twitter. When the guy said something about Jamel Hill is no longer is no longer at ESPN, and he made a smart remark, so she replied back by saying, "No, I'm just no, I'm not off of ESPN. Said I'm just off on the 6 p.m. Sports Center." She said, "But I'll tell you what I'm gonna start doing though. When I be popping up on any ESPN show, I'll be sure to tweet you when I'm on and what I'm on and what I'm about to say." Now if that isn't as savage as she can get, that's savage. So I'm really gonna be savage if you come at me with some stuff like that. Who's my one little viewer on here? Show yourself. So, but yeah, I mean, this Hall of Fame class, I give it a A. I give it an A, not an A plus, no A minus or nothing. I give it an A. I give it a solid A. I got 2 viewers. I guess everybody's watching me draw here, so I'm inking her right now because I'll explain the story on this later. I mean, this is a pretty good Hall of Fame class, and also I don't know if I don't recall. I don't think there has been any team in the NFL that has had 2 players from the same team be offensive and defensive player of the year. So, and them honors went to Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley 3, what's going on, brother? I'm giving you a shout out. So if any fans of Todd Gurley, I think that's how I call his name, Mr. Gurley. Joe Mendoza. Yes, sir. Yes, they both got picked. T.O. and Moss both got picked. Yeah, I'm shocked too. Randy Moss or T.O. Mustafa, that's a toss up there, man. That's a good one. That's a toss up. That's one hell of a toss up right there. But in a perfect world, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna have to go with Randy. I mean, dude was part of that high profile, that high powered offense in his rookie year at Minnesota. Then he just started, he started to become like Randy, I mean, now granted, hey, Randy said some things that's legendary. He did some things that was fucked up, like the moon in the crowd at Lambeau. I'll never forget that. Yeah, that's true. T.O. did play with more heart, though. I'm going to put it like this. They both played with heart, but if anything, I'm going to have to say that T.O. did play with more heart. But see, his antics is legendary. But I'm going to get to T.O. in a minute. Randy burst on the scene, like no rookie had never did before in 98. Uh, I mean, shit. He told Randall, he said, "Look, I'm gonna run the route." He said, "Throw it, I'm gonna catch it," and he did it. But oh, hold on, peoples. Yeah, 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 a little bit. I had to unplug it when they was cutting that thing off. I'm gonna plug it back. I'm gonna plug it back up in a few. But yeah, it melted down some. So I'm gonna plug. Yeah, I'm gonna plug back up. Okay. Hey, I'm on YouTube Live, babe. Let me. All right. Okay, peoples. I apologize for that. I had a one call, a phone call. People like to hold me up on my phone, but like I was saying about with Randy, I mean, Randy burst on the scene from from Marshall, and like I said, he was one of the guys that he told Randall Cunningham. He said, "Look, I'm gonna run the route, and I'm gonna throw it up." He said, well, "I'm gonna run the route, just throw it, I'll catch it." He did, but my gripe with Randy though, he let me down when he got to the Super Bowl with the Patriots and with the okay, he let me down when he got to the Super Bowl with the Patriots and the 49ers. Cause he acted like he couldn't didn't want to catch shit. So and especially when the 49ers played Baltimore in that Super Bowl. I feel he really ruined the moment for. I felt he really ruined the moment for Kaepernick there because there was a pass that Kaepernick threw to him, picture perfect. Then he gonna drop it, talking about the light was in his eyes. That's bullshit. Come on now, light be in my eyes all the time, but Randy, that was weak. You just did. He was a piss poor performer. He was pissy poor in the Super Bowl. Let's see. I would go with Randy Moss as well. Do you feel there was and is media? Uh, it still is. To answer your question, I believe it still is with T.O. And if you can look up when T.O. was on the Skip was on Skip and Shannon, and he confronted Skip confronted him on a lot of things. Now, one thing I can give to T.O. though, now as far as Super Bowl performances though, I give the edge to T.O. Here's why. T.O. had a lower leg fracture that he had to hurry up and get fixed. Okay? And against New England. And really and truly, he said it. He told Donovan what they were calling, where to throw it to, and who to throw it, and who to do that, who to throw it to, who not to throw it to. Here Terrell Lawrence did. He caught 9 passes for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns on one damn leg, burnt the New England secondary by himself. So T.O. was right on one aspect about the fact that Don McNabb did cost Don McNabb, and let's be fair, Brian Dawkins and a whole bunch of other guys said that Don McNabb cost them the Super Bowl. And see, that's why Don McNabb ain't gonna get to the Hall of Fame either. In my opinion, it's gonna be a minute before he gets to the Hall of Fame. But I still think there is I believe there is a media bias towards T.O. still. His issues. A lot of people still hold grudges toward him, man. And the fact is, hey, people tell the truth these days. And and it's like I told a friend, man. Sometimes a person will roll with a lie than with the truth. Why? The truth is an unacceptable thing. But there's also something what Fred Sanford said, and it's funny but true. A lie gets you dead. Esther said in the episode on Sanford's son, Mama's Baby, Papa's Maybe, when she told that dude that claimed to be Lamont's father, the truth will set you free. And then that's when Fred replied and said, yeah, a lie gets you dead. So the media really don't give a damn if, you got to think about it also too. When Lawrence Taylor finally got to the Hall of Fame, there was a whole lot of media bias towards him. Because now it really is because now he's he's a registered sex offender now, you know, and he couldn't leave, man. Lawrence couldn't leave couldn't leave that fucking powder alone, man. That's what it was. He just, look, I mean, as good as Lawrence Taylor was, Lawrence just couldn't leave that fucking crap. He couldn't stop blowing his nose, couldn't stop blowing his nose with that powder, you know? So, yeah, Randy Moss and T.O. in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, but we also know, you know, everybody know about the Ray Lewis situation. I explained my little bias about Brian Urlacher, what I had. I mean, he was a hell of a good defensive player, you know, but I felt a guy like him shouldn't have had no input. And I'm gonna say this, and if he, you know, he lost my respect on some comments that he made. Something had to do with the neo-Nazis. He said, okay, let's see. Mustafa said, did T.O. really wreck every locker room he was ever in, or do you think it's blown out of proportion? Ooh. I say that's toss-up. But if you ask me, I say both. Because he did... it is really blown out of proportion. And that's why I recommend everybody look up Terrell Owens on Undisputed when Skip Bayless finally confronts him on a lot of things. And they very respectful and cordial with one another. He even said that he doesn't think that T.O. He said he thought at first that T.O. was a teen cancer. Especially when he got to Philadelphia, he said, but after he looked back at it on a lot of things what T.O. said, he's like, T.O. was right. So I think it's been blown. I think everything about T.O. is blown out of proportion. And he just, you know, sometimes, man, it's just all about, you know, really. And sometimes, man, let's just be honest here. T.O. sort of, he kind of wore out his welcome on a whole lot of things. Especially that disaster in Cincinnati. You're going to put Chad Ochocinco and T.O. on the same team with Carson Palmer. A lot of guys felt that was the worst thing you ever did, and it was all about them. So... But to answer your question, to the media, it's true. But, you know, to some fans, it's true. But honestly, it's blown out of proportion. And granted, T.O. did put some hellified numbers up. He did put some hellified numbers up with the teams he was with. You know, like with San Fran. And I'm gonna tell you something. I really think his best seasons, his best year was with Philadelphia. And it wasn't T.O. that did not, and I say it before and I say it again, it wasn't T.O. that didn't cost Philly the Super Bowl. It was the guy who was throwing the ball. They had it won. And there was one instance where T.O. had said that we told Donovan, he said, dude, they running the same cover 3. Hit the check it down to the running back all the time because they're not going to just check it down to Brian Westbrook. Said check it down to Westbrook because they're not going to cover the check down. Dalvin didn't do it. He kept throwing that short to mid range deep ball. He wanted to do what he wanted to do. So, but yeah, that's true. In my opinion, I felt most NFL receivers want the ball, but T.O. needs the ball. Yeah, T.O. did need the ball because he was going to get you some yards. He was going to put some points on the board. But, you know, however, you know, players like that, they have all them, with players like that, they also have the most drops. Hey, do I got any PS4 users, PlayStation 4 users on here on this watching on this live? If so, give me a yes, and I got a question. Well, all my views are gone, so. Also, let me apologize for yesterday's regular episode that did not happen because Davier, I was supposed to have my art project. Davier Holmes, he had a lot of stuff going on, so we'll probably get him on as as a future guest some other time down the road. But to retell his story. But yeah, episode 5, we probably gonna Jimmy J Smooth and I, we're gonna talk about the gonna talk about the NFL Hall of Fame, what he think of this class here, and also who he thinks should have really got in. Because, like I said, Brian Dawkins should have got in his first go round. And I had mentioned earlier about 2 players being from the Rams being named Offensive Defensive Player of the Year. Well, Todd Gurley is the Offensive Player of the Year. And I forgot to do Arnold, the defensive end. Arnold, he was named Defensive Player of the Year. Now, look at that talent Jeff Fisher wanted to fuck up. And man, if he gets a job in the NFL, he bet not. He can't coach. He ruins careers. As everybody happily apply him and call him Field Goal Fisher. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this real quick, people, because figure ready to let the dog in, and he's gonna be needing my attention after he's been out playing with his brothers most of the day. So I already know that little bugger gonna be tired, but I'm gonna eat this up real quick, guys, and like I said, how about once you guys share your thoughts on what y'all think of the Hall of Fame class, and who you think really should have been in. Because like I said, I give this Hall of Fame class an A. No A minus, no A plus. Just a regular easy A. Because like I said, out of the 5 names that were talked about, 4 they are plagued with their issues. So like I said, I'm almost just about finished. So, like I said, peoples, leave comments on here. Let me know who you think should have been in, and let me know what you all think about the Hall of Fame selection. And also stay tuned for episode 5, in which Jimmy J Smooth, the Jimmy J Smooth Network, and I will discuss this. And I promise it will be a good show. So other than that, peoples, I'm out. Talk to y'all later.